during his 4 years in D.C. And I just want to thank you for indulging me on all this. I know it was all hyper-regional, but I'm a baseball fan, and I love seeing any young team begin to shake off their bad news Bears era. The Nationals are still a long way from becoming the 2024 Orioles or the last 2 years of the Tigers, but there's at least real signs of hope from the position players. Now, if there was just the slightest bit of pitching. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Soccer season rolls on here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Tyler Levine, host of First Touch, the premier weekly global soccer show across the entire Sports Byline broadcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Simple Radio, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We're talking English Premier League, Champions League, our picks of the week, and a whole lot more. First Touch on Sports Byline USA Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I'll raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and titillating sports on Sports Byline USA. All right. Thank you, myself. Welcome back to the show, or you're here for the first time. It's great to have you with us. My name is Rick Tittle, the eponymous one, titillating sports. Get it, got it, good. The vessel, the trestle is the brew. That is true. Let's talk. Any court jester, Danny K fans out there? Woof. Just lost all of you. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, quarter-shell ball, chess, checkers, rugby, cricket, that type of stuff. Let's talk about it at the toll-free line, and then I'll do the Bassomatic Dan Aykroyd commercial. Sunday, Visa and MasterCard are accepting the sale ends January 1st. 1-800-878-PLAY is the number to call. 1-800-878-7529. Get in and get heard wherever you are listening. In America or anywhere else. Canada, as we go over the border. Happy about that. And in Mexico, El País, amigo, to our south. Wherever you are, it's time to talk sports, and it's great to have you with us, especially those of you listening on American Forces Radio Network in 500 outlets, 177 countries. And if you're in the military, we're on your side, and we know that you don't make policy, you follow orders, and you follow them very well. So we appreciate you helping us and our allies. We hope you see you at home soon and safely, obviously. We get into the entertainment world, and I will dabble in the San Francisco Ballet, and I'll do that with a very talented dancer named Andris Kundzins, who's going to join us in about 15 minutes. Also, Suzanne, Kendrick, and Lisa Maddox, some wounded vets. We'll talk about some programs going on for those of you in the military who do bring home those wounds. J.D. Sharp, Pro Wagering in the third hour. And Bo Johnson is back in studio once again. Very funny comedian. He'll be at the Punchline here in San Francisco. Tune in app, iHeartRadio app, Stitcher app, YouTube TV, Twitch.tv. Come on back.
Have you suffered sports betting losses? There is someone who wants to fight for you to see you get back what you have lost to those sports betting companies. Michael Watts is a prolific trial lawyer with over $11 billion in total recoveries for his clients. And now with SportsBettingClaim.com, he'd like to help you. Michael has been a leader in some of the largest and most complex cases in the country, from defective cars and tires to damaging drugs and medical products. He has always represented the rights of individuals harmed by large corporations. His efforts recently resulted in the recovery of billions for individuals who lost their properties to fires carelessly caused by electric companies and others. Michael knows that sports betting companies preyed on and manipulated consumers into losing their life savings, and he wants to make them pay. If you have suffered financial hardship as a result of online sports betting and would like help seeking compensation, please submit your claim information for evaluation at sportsbettingclaim.com. Michael Watts is focused on winning for you. sportsbettingclaim.com.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes. There are new tax regulations, not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief programs are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers, and we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer savings programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. That's 800-949-0039.
Sometimes life changes and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help. At the Home Buyers Hotline, we can help you sell your home as is. No cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3030. 3143. 800 950 3143. That's 800 950 3143.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
You're now listening to the Rick Tittle Show. Good for you.
No, good for you. I hear that sometimes, and I think about that Christian Bale thing where he's just eviscerating the director of photography, either because he didn't like the lights or he got into his shot, and he's like, "You're the worst I've ever seen." And then finally the guy pops up and he's like, "Well, I just thought, oh, good for you. Good for you." It's manic. It really is. All righty then, 1-800-878-PLAY as the Masters is kicking off. Now, one of the reasons I'm not a big golf guy, well, there's plenty of reasons. Number one, I think it's just imminently the most boring thing to watch on television. I always have. There's just nothing's going to change outside of that last putt, or maybe the Ryder Cup if it gets close. As I said, the most interesting days are Fridays and Sundays, who's going to make the cut and then who's going to win. But I never knew, despite being middle-class white guy, I never knew anyone who golfed. My grandfather had an old set of clubs, but I never saw him use them. I think he stopped golfing in the 60s. My dad never golfed. And I grew up across the street from a green, but it never spoke to me. But over the years, and probably around the turn of the millennium, in 2000, guys would go off golfing, and I found it was a pretty fun way to drop off the face of the earth for 4.5 hours. So I did buy a bag. I got some John Daly Dunlops, $100 for the whole bag. I'm about 4 clubs down. I remember one time, this was 2 years ago, I was at Franklin Canyon Golf Club, which is a muni for not rich people in Hercules, California. And I left my club, my pitching wedge, as I always do, and I drove the cart back to get it, and there's a guy standing there holding my club, and he goes, "Is this your club?" And I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Rick Tittle?" And I went, "Yeah," and it was Shooty Babbitt. I go, "Thanks, Shooty." Embarrassing. But one of the other things I don't like, to keep telling us what you don't like, Rick, I'm sorry, is the pomposity with it, kind of like sailing, and everyone quiet, quiet, quiet. Oh, you stepped on a stick, get out of here. You sneezed. And there was a moment, I've told this before, early in Tiger's career, where I was at Pebble Beach, and some woman sneezed when he was about to tee off, and he dropped his driver, he put his hands on his hips, and he looked up like, why do I have to deal with this? And I'm like, God, I come from a world of putting on helmets and fastballs under your chin, and that's how most Americans grow up. And so this whole, someone sneezed thing, I was like, God dang it. But Augusta National, I would not fit in there. Not albino enough. No. The rules, Jerry, the rules, they are very serious about their no phones policy. And there was a report in Golf Week that Mark Calcavecchia, who won the Masters in 1989, was escorted off the course because of a phone-related incident. You cannot, and they don't call them fans. Remember, at Augusta, they're patrons, not fans, patrons. You cannot have cell phones anywhere on the property, and it's a rule repeated so often that it's become part of the culture. And there's this huge, I saw the signs, no cell phones beyond this point. Now, there's a bar on Nob Hill not in the W, it's called the Big Three. It's a train thing. I think it's in the whatever. You cannot pull out your cell phone to text or talk. You can have it on you. You can't even have it on you at the Masters. And because everyone has phones, like if you go to the Comedy Cellar in New York, you have to put your phone in a bag. And then they give you the bag back after. Now, some comedy stores let you hold on to your bag, and I saw a woman who ripped a hole in the bag and then plugged in the charger, and they're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm just charging it. I can't even see it." And they're like, okay. When I went to see Bill Burr in San Jose last year, there were these like canvas bags. It was a company that does this. We had to put our phones in bags there. But Calcavecchia automatically gets invited for free. He's an honorary invitee. He played in 18 of them. And Calcavecchia said, "I've got nothing negative to say about Augusta National Golf Club and the Masters, so I don't think we should go any further." In other words, I'm about to say something. But there are some guys who get a lifetime ban. So the Georgia County Sheriff is stationed at Gate 6A. They say this is the worst of the phone scofflaws, as they put it. If they have a phone, they're escorted inside a special building. There is an incident report filled out. You're escorted from the premises. And the sheriff said, doesn't want to be named. He said, the Green Jackets don't care. They tell us, rip off their badges. And he makes a yanking gesture. And bring them here. And if they won't come, that's fine too. Just take the number of the badge and that's it. They're banned for life. Somebody said, banned for life? Yes, life. 4 years ago, there was a television journalist that stepped 1 foot over the line to answer a call and was escorted off. A columnist last year pulled a tape recorder out of his pocket and they nabbed him and they started marching him off. And he's like, "It's a tape recorder." And then they said, "We'll release you on your own recognizance." Good gosh, the nuclear codes, cocaine, drugs, weapons. Then there's the story of a guy named Scott Fate, who's an Atlanta native. He had 4 tickets for a practice round, and he was supposed to meet his dad, who was flying back from Taiwan. And he said he was tired, groggy, jet lag, and someone said, "Where's your dad?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, where did he go?" And they found out that his dad had accidentally brought his phone in. They said, "You violated our tournament policy by attempting to sneak in a cell phone onto the property. We have permanently banned you for ever trying to get tickets here again." He's like, "I was absolutely floored. It would be different if it was a malicious intent. My dad, who's 70 years old, jet lag, he had it in his bag. Now I'm also banned for life." Now, they do say they're banned from the official site. They said if you get them secondhand and put on a hat and a fake mustache, you can probably get in. They're not going to be that. They're not going to take DNA samples. But good gosh. This is... And then this guy Fate threw in, I went to West Point and I was a combat helicopter pilot, but that doesn't matter. And he said, even Pete Rose is getting a reinstatement, but I won't. So I didn't realize that it was that bad. There was one time I was going to an event. It was a movie. It was like Cars 2 or something. I didn't even want to go, but it was for the video game show. And they said, "We need your phones." And I'm like, "I won't pull it out." And they go, "We need your phone in a bag." And the security guard kind of gestured, like almost like take a fast step toward me, like he was going to whip my ass. And I was like, oh, it's like that? I go, "I don't want to see your stupid movie." And they were like, "Good." And I was like, "Good. And Cars 2 can kiss my butt. How about that? Let's do some ballet. Come on back." What does that mean? On Sports Byline.
I've got a question for you. Do you want a lower car payment just by making a phone call? You know, most people buy a car and they pay whatever the car dealer says their interest rate is, and they forget about it and make payments. But did you know there is a secret in your contract that allows another company to refinance any car payment to try and lower it? It's true. There is indeed a company out there that knows the ins and, more importantly, the outs on car loans, and they know how to lower your current car payments. It's easy and fast, and you could have a lower car payment next month. Make this free call right now and find out if you could lower your existing car payment. Call the Car Savings Hotline right now. The call is free.
Call now. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. That's 800-605-1680. Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time. Time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
If you're serious about investing in gold or silver, Allegiance Gold will give you an additional $5,000 in free gold to add to your portfolio. They can help you buy any amount of gold or silver, even roll over your current IRA into gold. They've helped thousands invest millions in gold over the years, with prices that are some of the best in the industry, with fees that are fair, reasonable, and transparent. Protect your wealth with gold. Save on your gold or silver pricing when you buy from the top-rated Allegiance Gold. Invest in gold or silver today by calling Allegiance for your free gold guide. And learn about the $5,000 free gold offer with qualified purchase. Call now.
800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. That's 800-413-1937.
I honestly just got the chills as you described it again for me.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
Thank you for that. And one of the cool things about living in a place like San Francisco is that you get world-class stuff. And they are having their debut tomorrow of La Sylphide. And this will run through Thursday. I'm going to be over there on Wednesday to check it out. And playing the part of Old Madge, we're very happy to have him, is Andris Kundzins, who's going to be in La Sylphide, as I mentioned, part of the San Francisco Ballet. Andris, welcome to the show. I have to ask first, I know you're Canadian, but Andris, is that Latvian roots?
It is Latvian roots, actually.
Because the Warriors used to have a guy named Andris Biedrins, who is from Riga.
Yeah, my grandparents are actually from Riga.
There we go. That's the end of the interview. No, I'm just kidding. This is 2 days in a row. I've had a guy from Halifax, actually. Yesterday, I had comedian Nathan McIntosh. Do you know him? He's a very funny New York-based comedian.
I think so. Does he have some YouTube specials or something?
Oh, yeah. Big YouTube special.
Yeah, I think I do know him. I think I do. He's pretty funny.
Nova Scotia in the house. Got to ask you also, do you guys hate Timothy Chalamet, or or do you laugh at all that stuff?
You know, I'm kind of laughing at it now. But in the moment, I was kind of shocked to have heard someone in the arts field kind of play down another art.
Yeah. Especially a guy who looks like he's part of the ballet, too, right? It's not like Schwarzenegger.
He seems like the kind of guy who... Yeah, exactly. Actually, I feel like Schwarzenegger probably has a good appreciation for the ballet.
Yeah, he's Austrian. Probably does. All right, let's talk about La Sylphide, because this is one of the oldest surviving ballets. It began in 1832 in Paris, as choreographed by Filippo Taglioni, and then it got a second version by Auguste Bournonville. I don't know this off the top of my head. I looked it up, Andris. But one of the things about La Sylphide was that it was the first ballet where they were dancing en pointe. Can you tell us about why that's a different aesthetic rationale?
Well, yeah, I actually just saw Ulrich, who came to set the ballet for us. He just did a little segment on it on Instagram I was seeing. And this was news to me as well, that the pointe shoes were created to help give the impression of floating and like lighter movements.
So you're playing a witch, Madge, showing your versatility. Tell us about Madge, please.
Well, Madge she's kind of this witch-like figure who, you know, I'm thinking she lives out in the highlands somewhere, probably not in a great environment. So she comes stumbling into the scene looking for some warmth from a fireplace, and you know she's not really giving malice from the beginning, but then the main character James, he treats her with disdain, and she kind of starts to build up this anger towards him, which you see grow throughout the ballet, and how she schemes to ultimately bring him to his downfall.
One of the cool things about, as I mentioned, your versatility, I was looking at your pictures. The one I tweeted I thought was great was a black and white picture kind of looking up at you, and you can just see like half your features, which is really cool, kind of a film noir look. Another one, and I don't know if this is the Madge character, but you had one where you had like metal flowers in your hair and purple eye makeup, and what was that one?
Yeah, that one was for a Broken Wings we did last year. It was that was a representation of one of Frida Kahlo's paintings.
Well,
it was like,
yeah, I think it's amazing when I watch the ballet, and I can't believe everybody remembers it. It's just way too much for me to remember, I would think. But I think about the hard work, the athleticism, the blood, sweat, and tears, the pain and all that. And yet you're not doing a 2-year residency at the Sphere. This is like a week, and then you're on to the next one. You guys just don't stop.
Yeah, it's brutal. You know, you have to be able to recall all of the information within a short time period, because we do rehearse all of our pieces in the summer. So from August until December, we're basically running through our season learning it, so that when we have these 1 to 2 weeks in between each program, it's really just memory recall and muscle memory.
I also think it's cool too, because, you know, in Hollywood, you know, instead of just like acting, you have to have someone who has a certain challenge or affliction play that. And yet, did any of the women of the company said, "Hey, how come a dude is playing Madge?"
No, I don't think. A lot of the character roles they look for people who can like just really get into them, and you know the gender behind it doesn't truly matter too much. And in this role especially, I had recently heard that it was actually men who played the role for the longest time. And I don't want to say recently, but it took a while before a woman was even allowed to play this woman's role within the ballet space.
So do you, when you know you're going to be Madge, do you like method it? Like, do you walk down Market Street acting like an evil sorceress, or can you just flip that switch?
I didn't walk down Market Street, but I definitely spent some time in the house in front of the mirror, perfecting a limp or how to distort my face to make it look, kind of witchy.
I probably shouldn't say this, but if you walk through Civic Center, you can see about 3 old Madges right now, too.
Yeah. There was a little inspiration there.
So, how much, I always think about when there are dancers on stage who are just watching, and I know there's a word for that like the theater buzz. How much are you a ballet fan and you're watching maybe the principal or someone else dance and you're just like a fan at that moment, or do you have to lock in on your role and you can't enjoy it like that in the moment?
I'd say for something like Madge, I'm probably going to be locked in because it's, I don't want to get taken out of that character. But for something like what we just did on Q, where I'd perform and then I'd stand on the side as a supporting member of the stage, there are some times where you see someone glide out of a triple pirouette and they don't come down, or they do some kind of crazy thing that you see it in the studio, but then those principals can just bust it out on stage, and it is like an awe moment sometimes. I definitely watch from the side.
You think it's kind of interesting, too, that the oldest surviving ballet is based in, well, at least it's set in Scotland?
Yeah.
It's not very...
Circling back to the point you were saying about having 2 people from Nova Scotia on, the translation for Nova Scotia is New Scotland.
Oh, very good.
So it's kind of a little... cool point there.
Good catch, yeah, absolutely, the Latin there. So before we let you go, tell us about what are people in store for when they go opening night Friday, or like when I go on Wednesday. What are we in store for?
Well, it's kind of got your classic fairy tale vibe going. There's an evil witch. There's a guy who's in love with this woman, but then there's this magical fairy sylph that draws his attention, and he kind of makes the choice between this stable love that he has or this whimsical passion that the sylph gives him, and he chooses to go for this whimsical passion and gets taken into the world of the sylph, and he's run to the forest with her, and it's kind of the consequences he gets for giving up his wedding and this girl he was supposed to be with, and he has to come face to face with what that means for him in the end. And it's kind of a cool story in the sense that it doesn't have a traditional ending, I would say. It definitely has a twist to your normal fairy tale.
And there's kilts and tartan too, right?
Oh, there's kilts for sure.
Well, let's hope there's not too many Philistines in the crowd that clap throughout the whole thing and clap at the right times.
Yeah.
Because I'm so sophisticated. All right. We have been speaking with Andris Kundzins. He is in La Sylphie, debuting tomorrow night. Remember, everybody gets gussied up. It's always a big thing at the Opera House down here at the Civic Center, an amazing venue. And it's going to run through Thursday. Go to sfballet.org for your tickets. Andris, have fun with this, man, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, Rick.
All right, good stuff. We will come back and talk about our veterans on the other side.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
This is a true, sad story for ADT, the leader in home security systems. My favorite dog, Oliver, was stolen from our garage recently. If I had a camera system installed in my home from ADT, I would have known exactly what car possibly pulled up in my driveway and stole my little friend. If I had a security system from ADT, my dog would still be here. I called ADT this weekend, and they're coming out in a few days to install a camera and a new security system. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for me. Listen, protect everyone you love in your family. Call ADT now. Have them come out and give you a quote to install a full security system in your home. Don't let it be too late for you. Call right now.
Paid for by the Home Security Hotline. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. That's 800-361-3491.
Now at Staples. Find hot deals on HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Whether you need to print invoices or eye-catching presentations, HP delivers with exceptional speed, reliability, and vibrant color. And with HP, replenishing ink is simple. Find HP ink cartridges in store at Staples or subscribe to HP Instant Ink and never worry about running out. And right now with home and office hot deals at Staples, you can save up to $150 on select HP printers through February 1st.
I'm not insightful enough to be a movie critic. Maybe I could be a food critic. These muffins taste bad. Or an art critic. That painting is bad.
Why can't you say you talk to me? You're already thinking about someone else. When it comes home, your bed is on and I'll be gone. But I know my day will come. I know someday I'll be the only one. So now you wait for a spark.
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
All right, thank you for that, I guess. Welcome to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on American Forces Radio Network. And that's even more poignant right now because we're very happy to welcome two guests, Suzanne, Kendrick, and Lisa Maddox. They are here because they have gathered with a lot of vets en masse in Snowmass, Colorado for the 40th annual National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic. You can go to wintersportsclinic.org for more information. Let's start with you, Suzanne. And, it's brave enough to, volunteer for professional armed service. And then it's even doubly brave when you are someone who has had wounds or injuries to get out there and get after it again. What I guess the first battle is to let people know, hey, you can come out here, you should do this, it'll be good for you, right?
Absolutely. So as a recreation therapist, my job is to really assess
the things that you like to do and try to figure out how to make that work for you. So whatever your disability is, whatever your challenges are, my job to try to come up with adaptations to make it work. And so the Winter Sports Clinic is a great opportunity to introduce people to winter sports and other opportunities that not necessarily are winter sports, because one of the things we do here is scuba. So that's not really a winter sport, but it's a great opportunity here to just to try and see. My goal as a rec therapist is to not try to make an athlete out of everybody, but just to provide the opportunity to challenge themselves and see what they like. And if they never come back here again, but they go back home and it's changed their lives, then the clinic's done its job and I've done my job.
Yeah, I should mention Suzanne is a VA therapist. Lisa is with us, Major Maddox, a veteran of the United States Army as well. And Lisa, I guess that kind of goes to how you're trained in the warrior mentality, is to adapt, to overcome, and say, I've got this. And I know a lot of times, especially the way a VA has just improved by leaps and bounds in the last 20 years, it's like it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to be invincible, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah,
at
go
this
ahead.
Stage, I think a lot of veterans, at this stage, a lot of veterans are probably more educated in some ways as far as information and knowledge. And that can also be a bad thing when you Google, Dr. Google. And, but at least at this stage of the game, a lot of veterans are savvy enough to look and understand and ask questions about things that they're interested in or maybe interested in when, maybe 20 years ago that really wasn't even an option.
No doubt. So, Suzanne, for you, the challenge is everybody is different when it comes to the spectrum of wounds and injuries, from TBIs to visual impairments, amputations. How do you have to kind of adapt and like stay ready for all those different types of situations?
Well, I'm fortunate. I've been within the VA system for right at 31 years now, and I've developed a community of support with other therapists. So I don't have to know every single thing. I just need the right people sometimes to help me support the veterans that come across my doorstep. One of the things I think that VA does really well is really understands that the quality of life for the veterans is super important. And through these national special events, not only is it building a quality of life and that camaraderie I think that the veterans experience, but it does the same for the staff, and we build this network of support so that if I don't know something, I know how to get it, and I can get that through this community of support that I've developed through the national special events, because I don't necessarily deal with VI every single day, visual impairments, but I do deal with people with spinal cord injuries, and then I have other people who are the opposite, and they're saying, hey, can you help me with this? And I'm saying, well, hey, can you help me with that? And so ultimately, it's all to the benefit of the veteran.
Great. And Major how cool is the Major Maddox? That sounds cool. Major Maddox, you are also participating. So tell us what you're doing and what it's meant to you, not just physically, but maybe, mentally, spiritually, too.
Sure. This year, I came last year. That was my first time coming. And last year, I was on a bi-ski. So what that means is it's sit skiing. You're sitting in a shell, and underneath you have two skis that are probably about 3 inches apart. And so as you're skiing, the skis will turn and move as if you were skiing on a regular set of two skis. But the bi-ski gives you a little more stability. This year, I've moved up to the mono ski, which obviously has one ski underneath. One of the biggest differences is that it's not quite as stable. So you have to be able to maintain your stability to stay vertical. So that's one part. And the mono ski is a lot more maneuverable. I don't want to say maneuverable, a lot more responsive. So with just a head turn and putting your outrigger out, when outrigger looks like a forearm crutch, that's a short one that has little skis on the bottom, and you put your outrigger out and turn your head, and you're already turning. And so it takes a little bit of advanced skill and a little bit more trust in your ski instructors and a little bit more discipline, because if you don't have that discipline, you will get out of control. So I'm happy that I did it. I've done it now twice this week, and I've not had any falls, which the falls I didn't care about. I just really wanted to stay under control. So I felt like I accomplished what I wanted to do this year.
And just as a follow-up,
and I've also done I'm sorry. I've also done wheelchair curling, which I do at home.
Oh, wow.
As well. But it's fun here because you are curling with people, for the most part, who have never seen a curling stone and don't have any idea of the rules. And it's amazing. These folks, they come out here and the curling instructor says, okay, I want you to aim at that rock. And it's amazing how close they get to the center of the rings. So.
No, it is amazing, and I want to remind everybody they can go to wintersportsclinic.org for more information on the 40th National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic in Snowmass, Colorado. And remember, if you are a veteran, the crisis line, dial 988, then press 1. Once again, 988, then press 1. We've been speaking with VA therapist Suzanne Kendrick and retired Major Lisa Maddox. Congratulations, you two. Have fun. Thanks for getting the word out.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. And, you know, I remember when I was a kid that somebody said, hey, you can get this, this is like in the, I don't know, like 1980 or something. And it's like it's a FM radio, and you hang it off the shower head, and you can listen to the radio in the shower. And whatever, I was 15, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. You can listen to music in the shower. And it was waterproof, and my mom was like, no, that's not going in there. I'm like, why not? She says, that's the last place on earth where I don't have something bothering me, the shower. And I was like, what? I mean, now I understand it. But I bring that up because I went skiing a couple weeks ago in the Sierras, and being on a ski lift by yourself. Now, when you go with somebody else, you're chit-chatting, whatever. Being on a ski lift by yourself as you're going up the mountain, unless you're in a blizzard, and I've been on ski lifts where they stop and you're in a blizzard and you're swinging around, your face is freezing off, literally. But being you're warm enough, you're on a ski lift, I don't think it gets much more serene. There's no screen time. There's no clock. No one's talking to you. You're not at work, you know. And if you can just get out of your own head about whatever is bugging you or whatever you got to do, if you can just be in that moment. And then when you ski down, it's weird because you go skiing with people, but you don't really ski with them. You know, you might ride up on the lift with them, but once you start skiing, you're not like holding hands. I don't know, maybe you are if you're super romantic. I don't do that. I would wipe out, first of all. But of all the things over the years, and I've interviewed VA people from Tim Shriver all the way down years and years, this is maybe the coolest idea, because the other thing is they're talking to vets, they have their legs blown off, and they're embarrassed to go out in public when they shouldn't be embarrassed because of the sacrifice they made for all of us, and yet they're embarrassed. And so for those people who get past that, I would think the first thing to do would to be go skiing like Major Maddox was saying when you sit on that thing. Major Maddox is a graduate of West Point, so she's seen a lot in her days, but that would be a cool thing to do because you don't have the big crowds looking at you, and you can kind of just, you know, Look, there are times when I was skiing last time. I'm a blue diamond guy. The black diamond, there's no way. I don't go enough to be black diamond. But I was up this Bear Valley, and I was on a blue diamond, and it was pretty challenging. I thought, this is pretty steep. And then it looked like people were going over the cliff, like over a waterfall. So I got to the edge, and I stopped, and it was straight down for about 100 yards. And I mean straight down. And I'm like, I can't even snowplow my way down this thing. And you can't go back up. So even though I look like a puss, I don't care. I'm not breaking every bone in my body like Evel Knievel. I took off my skis. I held them. I had ski pants on, which are waterproof, and I slid down on my butt. And one guy came over on a snowboard. He goes, "You making it?" I go, "I'm good, thanks." He goes, "Okay." And even on my butt, it was too fast. But then I got past that part. I put my skis back on, and I skied the rest of it. So, in other words, don't be embarrassed out there. No matter what you're doing. But yeah, if you've never tried it, even if you're not a good skier, the serenity of a ski lift, it kind of reminds me of like someone saying, "Hey, can I play my music?" And it's like, no, it's like when you go on a hike and someone's cranking music. I always think back to my mom. It's like, can I have one place that's actually quiet? All right, 1-800-878-PLAY. Come on back.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help pay for your funeral and other expenses. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical conditions, as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. That's 800-399-6879.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans settle their IRS debt. Today, we may be able to lift age garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215. Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News & World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189.
By noon, I need them 8,000 hens moved into their new cages. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate. But you give them a good chicken, they'll settle down for you.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand a word you just said.
Cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
All right. Second hour is no guests, right? We got all clear. So feel free to call up. All right. Dominic Jimenez on the other side of the glass. That's his last name, actually. It's Dominic Jimenez hyphen on the other side of the glass. I asked you this last year. I'm going to ask you again. The Valks, the San Francisco Golden State Valkyries, they have two mini plans. I'm going to offer them to you, and you tell me which one you want, okay? The tip-off plan, that is the opener against Phoenix, and you get three more. The Connecticut Sun, the Portland Fire, never heard of them.
Expansion team.
There you go. And the Minnesota Lynx. The hot shot plan, Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, Phoenix Mercury, or Dallas Wings. So what this is do you want opening night or do you want Caitlin Clark?
I want Caitlin. I don't like Caitlin Clark, so I don't care about the Fever game, but I want Paige Beckers in the Dallas game, so I'll take that plan.
Who's the Sophie Cunningham that's always dancing on social media?
So Sophie Cunningham was with the Fever last year, but like 90% of the league is currently a free agent because most players that weren't on rookie deals structured their contracts so that they'd be free agents with the new CBA. So she's a free agent.
Yeah, I heard Caitlin say they only have 4 players right now on the Fever.
Basically, like the 5 players every team was allowed to protect, and rookies are on contracts. Almost everybody is a free agent.
All right, so you're going with not the tip-off plan, the hot shot plan.
Absolutely.
There it is. All right, and he knows. All right, come on back. We got another couple hours on Titillating Sports.
I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. If there's anything that can connect two friends 3,000 miles away, it's loving baseball teams that have no bullpens whatsoever. And that's what yours truly and our venerable producer extraordinaire Dominic Jimenez were doing a little of by way of text on Tuesday night. Me crying like a baby about how everyone in the Nationals pen must go, and Dom doing his best to offer support by asking me if I'd like to trade a tin of 9mg cappuccino-flavored Velos for Jose Butto. I'm not sure which detriment to my health I want. But there is a silver lining in this cloud because there's always a silver lining. One of the reasons I'm complaining so much about the Nationals bullpen and the pitching in general is that the baby Nats are starting to spread their wings a little bit. And I love seeing a young team start to gel, which is exactly what they're doing both at the plate and in the field. They're manufacturing runs by way of singles from guys like Joey Wiemer, Dalen Lyle, and Nasim Nunez, whose base-stealing prowess has him tied with Bobby Witt Jr. for the MLB lead. Like most of the team, James Wood can be a real case of Jekyll and Hyde, but when he's good, he's exquisite. On Monday night against St. Louis, his incredible catch in right field, stealing a Cardinals home run, was a reminder of how good the 23-year-old already is. And down 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th, he reminded everyone how good he can be, cranking a game-tying 3-run home run that looked like a launched missile that was locked onto a target. And then there's shortstop C.J. Abrams, who has once again provided both the excitement and frustrating moments that he's become known for during his 4 years in D.C. And I just want to thank you for indulging me on all this. I know it was all hyper-regional, but I'm a baseball fan, and I love seeing any young team begin to shake off their bad news Bears era. The Nationals are still a long way from becoming the 2024 Orioles or the last 2 years of the Tigers, but there's at least real signs of hope from the position players. Now, if there was just the slightest bit of pitching. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-Minute Warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled KATY.org. Team up with them today.
Soccer season rolls on here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Tyler Levine, host of First Touch, the premier weekly global soccer show across the entire Sports Byline broadcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Simple Radio, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We're talking English Premier League, Champions League, our picks of the week, and a whole lot more. First Touch on Sports Byline USA, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. The NBA says they are looking into what the Kings did against the Warriors, and the Warriors barely beat the Kings on Tuesday night. But the Kings were leading by 1 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. And Steph Curry's bringing the ball up, and all of a sudden there's a foul call, and the cameras didn't catch it until the replay. What happened was that Cardwell went over and grabbed Seth Curry, who didn't have the ball, for an intentional foul, despite Seth Curry being a very good free throw shooter. And it was it was a strategic foul, as you know. In other words, stopping the clock. And Draymond was yelling, tank foul, tank foul, tank foul. I don't know what a tank foul is. Tank foul. Is that where you get 10 free throws? So Doug Christie, the head coach, said, oh, it was just a mistake. Seth Curry, an 86% free throw shooter in his career, like his dad and his brother. And so Draymond said, I saw a team foul Seth Curry with 3 minutes to go for no reason. I get fined when I do wrong. Fine the hell out of people. And so Curry made one of the 2 free throws. He tied it up at 101. And then Sacramento later blew the lead, and so that dropped them into a tie with the Utah Jazz for the 4th worst mark. Now remember, the top 4 teams have the same odds, so they don't want to be better than Utah. But I have never seen that in my life at any level. With 3 minutes left and you have the lead. I mean, I've seen Staley with the Chargers call timeout so the Raiders could kick a field goal and they could lose. I've seen some dumb stuff. I've seen Chris Webber call time with no timeouts left. It happens. But an intentional foul with 3:15. Even Steve Kerr was like, what's going on? And he's like, you're shooting free throws. He goes, yeah, I know, but what just happened? All right, Rick Tittle, come on back.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Until 11/1, select models only.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes. There are new tax regulations, not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief programs are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers, and we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer savings programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. That's 800-949-0039.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted. Something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today.
Celebrate responsibly.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
Thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast, around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We have an hour free and clear of stupid guests. No, I'm just kidding. 1-800-87-A-PLAY. Come on in. Twitch.tv and also YouTube with my hotness. Bo Johnson is coming in studio in the next hour once again. Good to have him back, stand-up comedian at the Punchline. He'll be there tonight, tomorrow, Saturday. Get on down and check it out. Get yourself on down and check it out. All right. I want to say RIP to Davy Lopes, who he was the first person when I was a kid to realize that S at Portuguese, you don't pronounce it Lopez, it's Lopes if you really want to get it. Lopes. But when I was a kid, this would never happen now. And I don't care what you say, it wouldn't happen now. The Dodgers infield were together for 9 years. You had Say at third, Russell at short, Garvey at first, and Lopes at second for 9 years. And I remember I used to get a Candlestick like once a year just to see a National League game because it was a different world with different rules. Not that long ago, but it was. And that was always the thing to like see those guys, the Penguin and Garvey with his, a linebacker in college with a big football Popeye forearms. And, Lopes was so exciting. He would lead the National League in steals. And then Russell was kind of a nondescript guy at short. You think the shortstop would be the most flamboyant. He was the least. But then he came to the A's, and that's what the A's would do. They'd get guys at the end of the career. The A's also got Ron Say. It's like whatever, like they ended up with Piazza, they ended up with Carlos. That's a different era of Dodger baseball. But I do remember when I was working in TV that a guy I knew who was working for the A's said, come on down to the sports page for beers after the game, and that's the hotel on Hagenberger. I think it's the Hilton. Might be the Hyatt. Whatever it is. I was a Raider judge there once. I think it's the Hilton. And so most teams, when they would play the A's, would stay in San Francisco because they wanted to go clubbing after the games. Even though literally the Oakland airport is 5 minutes away from the Coliseum. So if you're smart, you stay on Hagenberger. And that's what the Orioles did. And so I remember after the game, I went to the sports page with my friend, and Dave Stewart showed up, and he was wearing an X hat. Remember those Malcolm X hats? But he was also talking to Davy Lopes because Davy Lopes was a coach with the Orioles at the time. And I remember thinking, I'd love to go over and just talk to Davy Lopes about his time in Oakland. And then I thought, nah, I'll leave him alone. But anyway, RIP to Davy Lopes, who was 80. Now, I talked earlier, as I swing around here to a different sport, I talked earlier about the Masters, about how draconian the cell phone policy is. And by the way, there was a picture, I don't know if it was AI or not, but there was a picture of Mark Calcavecchia being let out with two guys holding him on each arm. I would have a big problem with that. If they said, you're kicked out, I would be like, okay, you should only put hands on somebody if they refuse. I remember going to the Starlight Room one time, the top of the Mark, not the top of the Mark, the top of the Sir Francis Drake, Union Square. It was a Harry Denton place. And some guy I was with was wearing jeans, and he's like, all right, you 4 guys are all going. Okay. And they had these like Chippendale, like buffed guys and, Chippendale with the tux on. I think Chippendales just have the bow tie. Patrick Swayze, Chris Farley. But they had these like tuxed out guys, and they're like, you guys got to go. And we're like, all right. As we're walking out, this guy was walking behind me, and he just put like a finger in my back and pushed me just ever so slightly, and that just infuriated me. And I turned around, I got in his face, I go, don't you touch me. I go, we're leaving. You got to leave. I go, don't you touch me. I got so pissed, and I rarely get pissed. But if that picture is true, there got a guy with 2 hands on Mark Calcavecchia, and then the other guy is holding his arm with 2 hands. Now, just because somebody breaks a policy, you don't get to put your hands on. Anyway, let's talk about something good. Because I do remember at Pebble, a can of Budweiser was $20, and it was a tall boy, but I thought that was obscene. Well, this is the food menu. Sandwiches. There's 2 sandwiches that are famous there, the pimento cheese and the egg salad. They're both $1.50. Then the rest of these are $3. Pork barbecue, savory tomato pie sandwich. That must be some Georgia thing. I've never heard of a tomato pie sandwich. It sounds gross. Master's Club, chicken salad on honey wheat, classic chicken, or ham and cheese on rye, all $3. Breakfast, coffee $2, chicken biscuit $3, breakfast sandwich $3, blueberry muffin $2.50, fruit $2.50. Soft drinks, bottled water, tea, iced tea, all $2. A domestic beer, an import wine, a white wine are all $6. Also with the Master's Tradition, the Crow's Nest. Have you heard of that, Dom? What is that? Alcoholic drink?
I think it's a beer.
Crow's Nest beer?
I don't know. That's what I think it is, but I've definitely heard of it before.
All righty then. And then to round it out, what does this got to do with anything? Just stay with me. Apple slices, chips $1.50, candy bar $2.50, Southern cheese straws $2.50, cookies $2, Georgia pecan caramel popcorn $2, and then their specialty Georgia peach ice cream sandwich $3.
By the way, it's proprietary light Belgian-style wheat ale served exclusively at the Masters.
Thank you very much, Dominic. So here's the thing. You know how, as a joke, people say, they look at a menu and they'll say, I'll take it. If you buy, I'll just throw at you, Dom, off the top of your head, if you buy all 27 things on that menu, what's the total?
Probably like $150.
That's what I would have said. $78.75. How about that? And so these writers, Jay Busby said that the peach ice cream sandwich is the GOAT. Pimento cheese. I would be a little bit scared of pimento cheese. But I also wonder how big these are as well. All right, before we go, as I'm jumping around, would you like a quick trivia question?
Yep.
All right. I'm really jumping around, but it's my show. So the OKC Thunder, that's what they are, right? The Thunder. I was wondering because the Warriors had a mascot named Thunder. They're going to finish with the best record in the league 2 years in a row. Who was the last team to have the best record in a row, regular season, in the NBA 2 years in a row?
The Warriors?
That was my guess, and that's wrong.
Was it the Nuggets?
Nope. Good guess.
The Celtics?
No.
Do I have to go farther back?
It's not that far at all.
The Lakers?
Nope, 0 for 4.
I don't know.
The Bucks.
Oh, duh.
With Giannis. No, it's hard. That's why it's a trivia question. So, not feeling good after that one. But we'll do it.
Really quick before you hit break, Rick, the Blue Jays on Tuesdays this season to celebrate their anniversary. I think they were created in 77 or something like that.
Yes.
77-cent hot dogs. This past Tuesday, how many hot dogs did they sell?
17 I'll say they sold 30,000 hot dogs.
Over 100,000.
Fat Canadian pigs. Now I get it. Come on back.
I've got a question for you. Do you want a lower car payment just by making a phone call? You know, most people buy a car and they pay whatever the car dealer says their interest rate is, and they forget about it and make payments. But did you know there is a secret in your contract that allows another company to refinance any car payment to try and lower it? It's true. There is indeed a company out there that knows the ins and, more importantly, the outs on car loans, and they know how to lower your current car payments. It's easy and fast, and you could have a lower car payment next month. Make this free call right now and find out if you could lower your existing car payment. Call the Car Savings Hotline right now. The call is free.
Call now. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. That's 800-605-1680.
If you're serious about investing in gold or silver, Allegiance Gold will give you an additional $5,000 in free gold to add to your portfolio. They can help you buy any amount of gold or silver, even roll over your current IRA into gold. They've helped thousands invest millions in gold over the years, with prices that are some of the best in the industry, with fees that are fair, reasonable, and transparent. Protect your wealth with gold. Save on your gold or silver pricing when you buy from the top-rated Allegiance Gold. Invest in gold or silver today by calling Allegiance for your free gold guide. And learn about the $5,000 free gold offer with qualified purchase. Call now.
800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. That's 800-413-1937.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
This is special too, see. Look, see? Still got the old tagger on it. See, never even played it. See?
You just bought it?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I wasn't going to touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just pointing at it.
Well, don't point even.
Don't even point?
No, it can't be played. Never. I mean,
Can I look at it?
No, you've seen
Don't
enough
look
of
at
that
it.
one.
So disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast, and lines are available. Maybe you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch.tv. In the chat, as soon as I hit delete, another one pops up. it says want popularity by, and then it has a website, space.org, and then it says parenthetically remove the space because they know the algo will automatically delete it. And you know it's someone legit because the name of the person, in quotes, Gaping Ball Player 7JRH. Gaping. Speaking of gaping, I watched that, what are those series called? The Outdated, The Ousted, we've been interviewed. They're like the 30 for 30s, Lamar Odom, they're on Netflix. Overdrawn, Outdated, Onboarded, Outcast. One was called
Untold.
Thank you, Untold. Hey, you try doing a radio show, remembering everything. Last night I watched the Untold one, the chess one, about Carlsen and Neiman. Incredible. Really good. I think we're going to have the director of that one coming on, I think, because we had the Lamar Odom one, which I have not watched yet. But, yes, I will have that guy soon, I'm told. That was really good. But I wanted to talk about something, last couple weeks ago, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club hired a manager named Roberto De Zerbi to try to save their season. They're only a point above the drop zone, 7 games left. They haven't won a game in over 100 days in the Premier League, believe it or not in this calendar year. And Roberto De Zerbi was the proven deal from his time at Brighton. He also has coached at Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine and at Marseille. And when he was at Marseille, he took in Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood is a guy who assaulted his girlfriend. He was a rising young star for Man United. It basically said he could never play in England again after that. And after serving a ban, he signed for Marseille, and he co-led the French league in goals, Ligue 1. And when it was rumored that De Zerbi was coming to Spurs, there were 3 different supporters groups, women's groups, saying that if Tottenham hires them, then they're okay with women being beaten. And they will boycott. Well, they hired him anyway because they know he's a good coach. And De Zerbi doubled down, saying, I'll take Mason on my team anytime. He's my son in football. He's been through a lot. And then he had to kind of walk that back. Not walk it back, but just say, look, I'm not for, he played the old I have daughters line, but he goes, I'm not for beating women. So that's the question. If you hire someone that was okay with someone doing that, then do you support women being beaten? It's a bit of a stretch, but I'm not a woman, and I completely support that line of thought. Now, I bring this all up again because yesterday it was reported in Atlanta that James Pierce is not working out with the team. Surprise, surprise. And there have been teammates of his that said that we just want to let him know he's not alone during this tough time. He's not just a teammate, he is a brother. Which is nice to hear if you're James Pierce. But 3 felony charges from a little over a month ago. These are the charges. Not good. Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, which I believe is driving a car too fast and dangerously. Fleeing and eluding police, and resisting an officer with violence. There's also a misdemeanor charge of aggravated stalking. That's only a misdemeanor. So if you don't remember, Pierce's girlfriend, Jackson, what was Jackson's first name? The WNBA player, James Pierce's girlfriend.
Rikia.
Thank you. He followed Jackson in her car and repeatedly crashed into her car. to try to get her off the road. That is assault with a deadly weapon. And it is. And he was confronted by police. This is all on video. Most of it's on video. He took off in his car. There was a wild goose chase, and cars crashed at an intersection. Put a lot of people in danger, not just himself. Ran away. Officers caught up with him, and they started pounding on him. He was fighting back. He's a big human being. And Fontenot, the former GM of the Atlanta Falcons, moved back into the first round, trading his pick to the Rams, I believe, to get Pierce. And what did he do as a rookie? 10.5 sacks. So, like Max Crosby numbers. Turned out pretty well. But, you know, and everybody deserves their day in court, but when it's on video, it's kind of hard to plead not guilty. I guess he could go with a no contest. I don't know if there's going to be a plea deal. But you are going to see, once again, with the owner of Home Depot, Arthur Blank, the owner of the Saints. Now, I don't know if he's going to go out on a limb like Art Modell did when Ray Lewis killed 2 people. But there are some owners that will go out on a limb and do everything they can. I don't know if Blank will do that. But if he does, you're going to see what lawyers and money do. If he gets out with a plea deal, if he gets out with a suspended sentence or probation, or maybe a cash settlement, you're going to see the difference between an NFL player, a very promising young rookie who had 10.5 sacks, and you and me. You're going to see a difference because that guy is way more valuable monetarily than you and I are. He will bring you untold riches if he can get you to a Super Bowl and win it. And it's unbelievable to me that they would even say, oh, he's not here. He's not working out. He's not working out. He has 3 felonies and a misdemeanor against him. But getting back to my initial point, do the Falcons not care, or are they pro? Because some people will take that leap. They're pro stalking. They're pro when your girlfriend breaks up with you, chase her down in a car and try and run her off the road. The Falcons are pro that. Now, there are some people that will make a very good argument that they don't care about it. I don't know about pro. That's the thing, right? If I'm the Falcons, I got to cut ties because that's not acceptable. And I don't want anybody on my team behaving like that. And it sends a wrong message. But if you bring him back in, that doesn't mean that you like a guy stalking and trying to basically kill his girlfriend because she broke up with him in his car. Or you like someone fighting with the police. You like someone. You encourage it. You have to remember there's nuances of things. And the nuances is that you're okay with it, but you're not pro it. I can't believe I saw a story that Henry Ruggs might be getting out of jail soon. And they're like, all right, who wants him? This guy drove his car so fast that it collided with a young woman who died and burned alive with her dog. And he's going to get out soon. Do you think you and I, who was not a first-round pick and who doesn't run a 4.3 40, that we would be getting out soon? It's all about, as Don King said, it ain't black and white, it's green. It's cash money. Do you think if you would have done what OJ allegedly did? I mean, it's all, or how about these CEOs of these other guys that get out of all this stuff? But it just astounded me when they go, oh, James isn't here. You think he would be there? This case has nothing to do with me, but I don't want him there. He shouldn't be allowed to just, all right, well, I mean, I'm a pretty good player, so I got to go to practice. No, it doesn't. I hope it doesn't work like that, but we're going to have to see. Come on back on Byline. Lines are open, 1-800-878-7529.
Decadence and promiscuity. The world's a den of
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time. Time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now, 800-482-8399, 800-482-8399, 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
To me, it's like a mountain, a vast bowl of pus.
Cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
Aw, thanks for that. Welcome back to the show. We're talking a lot about the Masters today. The food, the no phones. How about this? Because this came out yesterday. More from Augusta. The chairman of the Masters is a guy named Fred Ridley. And he said that the club there, the Augusta National Golf Club, is supporting efforts to reduce driving distance. Don't go to Tahoe on a full tank. No. In golf, he said that it needs to protect the sport's integrity. Ridley said at a news conference yesterday, "My feeling on the subject is that failure is not an option, and I think we need to continue to work together to come to some agreement. Tough issues like this require compromise, and I think there has been some compromise to date." Well, the USGA announced last month that it might not implement a new overall distance standard, which would reduce elite driving distances by 15 yards until 2030. So the USGA had previously said they wouldn't start testing this until 2030. Ridley said, I want to reemphasize that support and affirm our position that the USGA represent the collective obligation as custodians of the game, and I also want to be clear that our position is grounded on much more necessary to react to driving distances that in some cases exceed 350 yards. I remember in the early days, I was working in TV, the early days, 90, 91, we used to have this long driving competition. And the technology with those composite and metal woods, yes, metal woods, Tiger's brother, those have been around forever. But Riley said that last year, the amateur Jackson Harrington, who qualified for the Masters because he was in second place at the amateurs. I guess the winner and the runner-up get to go. He said he got on the hole number 1 and drove the balls over the fairway bunkers on number 5. So I remember a buddy of mine, because I've never taken a golf class and I suck, but I do hit the bejesus out of a ball from the tee. I just don't know where it's going. And I have like a batting stance. I don't do the finger over the pinky or any of that backswing. I'm not interested. And my friends who've taken lessons and paid more for a driver than my whole bag, they try to help, and I appreciate it. But one guy said with my irons, you got to lean forward. Another guy goes, no, you got to lean back. I go, okay, well, those are two opposite things. But my buddy Mike, who played in the California League, baseball, great athlete, he said, you're plenty strong enough, let the technology do the work. I remember that quote. I was like, what? He goes, just swing soft. The ball will go flying. Swing soft. So the Masters on the par 4, 445 opening hole, they were pushed back 25 yards in 2002, and then they pushed it back another 20 yards in 2006. So then they pushed it back another 40 yards in 2019. So Ridley said, I've said that we can make changes, but there's not much we can do to make additional changes unless we tear down the Eisenhower cabin, and we're not going to do that. Remember, we said yesterday he was the only president to be a member. And that cabin was, it's an iconic one on the 10th tee built for President Eisenhower and his wife in 1953. He said, we'll make changes when we can, not Eisenhower, but Whitney. And I think it's time to really address this issue. It's been talked about for a long time. There's certainly commercial interests that are at play here, and we know what those are. Well, look, the complaining about driving the ball too long is like saying pitchers are pitching too fast because everybody's striking out. You know, and I know it's an arm and an equipment thing, but isn't that on the when you go peewee golfing? If you hit it really hard, are you going to get it into the hole? No, you're going to go into the street. So it's not a matter of, well, these guys are always going to hit it as hard as they possibly can, and we can't push the hole back any farther unless we burn down Ike's shack, Ike's sandwiches and love and sandwiches. That's a sandwich place here in the East Bay. And I don't know, like 10 years ago or more, they had a sandwich called the Damon Bruce. And I go, how come you don't have a Rick Tittle? And he goes, who's that? And I go, there's my answer. But isn't that, I mean, it's like anything. It's like, I threw the dart so hard that it bounced off the dartboard. Or I bowled so hard that the ball bounced right off into another course. it seems stupid to make the technology or to make the long drives illegal. If you hit it over the green, that's not good. You have to know how hard to hit it. So when Ridley was talking about moving holes around, he added, quote, unfortunately, many courses, including some iconic venues, do not have that option. Until recent years, golf has been a game of imagination, creativity, and variety. The game has become much more one-dimensional. Oh, shut up. I do understand you can't move the island at Sawgrass. What's that, 16? I'm guessing 16 at Sawgrass. That's my favorite hole. No jokes. Anyway, one more quote from Ridley. Regulation of the golf ball is not an attempt to turn back time or stifle progress. It is an effort to preserve the essence of what makes golf the great game that it is. And yeah, somebody found out if you put dimples in the ball, it'll fly farther. There's less weight. There's less drag. There is, I guess. But, and then someone said, what do you think about Tiger not coming? He said, I support him. Yes. Woods was involved in redesigning the existing course in a new 9-hole short course called the Patch. That's going to open to the public in 6 days. But for some people, I know this is a religious experience, the Masters, and I don't want to poo-poo it because that's how I am with like the World Cup, and some people, they don't even know what it is. They can't be bothered, and I get it. I remember when I was playing high school baseball, we had a big game, and it got rained out. It just like El Nino poured. This was like in 81 when it rained every day for a month. And I remember my coach said, it was a great day. And I was like, why was it a great day? Because it was raining and I had the Masters on. I went, the golf tournament? Like, how could that be a great day? But anyway, the whole thing with golf and you know, I am fascinated by the things that can screw you up with too many clubs in the bag, too few. Did you sign the card? Did you not sign the card? But when I was working on TV in the 90s, we used to have a show called Hooked on Golf with Jim Abendroth, and I forgot the other guy's name. But Abendroth was this big old dude. He was a former PGA player. Mitch Jurisic just came to my head. You don't forget things. They're in there. Mitch Jurisic, who was just a very friendly, kind of chunky little mustachioed golfer, and then he would go out there with Abendroth, who was, you know, he was the straight man, and he's like, "Oh, I'm laying here on the beach. You know, the pin is about 45 yards away. What's my approach here?" And then he goes, "Well, what I would do." And then every once in a while, they would bring this guy on who was 114 years old, wearing like tweed. He looked like Ben Hogan's great-grandfather who fought in the Civil War. But he would come in and start talking about rules. And he would talk about like winter rules. You can move the leaf. You know, otherwise you got to drop here. And I also found out that if you swing and miss, that counts as a stroke, which I think is lame. But then again, in baseball, it counts as a swing, right? That counts as well. So anyway, the Masters, a religious experience. I know someone who does what I do here in town, and he took his kids to the Masters. It was just like this dream trip. And there are a couple things I like about the Masters. It's not all bad for me. Number one, the green jacket, I think, is an amazing trophy that nobody else does. The closest we have to it was when I was in high school, we had Letterman's jackets. I don't even know if they have. Do you even earn a block letter anymore? I don't even know if you do earn a block letter. But I love the green jacket. I love how the guy who won last year puts it on you. It's ready to go. That's really cool. And I also love that it's, like I said, it's our Wimbledon. So as much as you like tennis, U.S. Open, Australian Open, and I love Roland Garros on the clay, Wimbledon on the grass is the king. Roland Garros is close. French Open is second. But then the U.S. Open and the Aussie Open, which is played when it's still cold outside at 3 o'clock in the morning, our time. But it is cool that this town, Augusta, Georgia, which is not near anything. I mean, you got to go like east from Atlanta and go like northwest from Savannah. You got to go up there to this golf club, that it is the Mecca. And as I was saying a couple days ago, I was interviewing a golf writer, and I was saying that I was amazed in England how many people would talk about Augusta. And the other day, or a couple of years ago, I remember Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker, both England captains of the soccer team, two of the best scorers ever for England. They went to Augusta. It was a religious experience for them. So I do appreciate all that, and it's underway, and we'll get you updated with who's doing what on the other side. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come on back on Sports Byline.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help pay for your funeral and other expenses. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical conditions, as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. That's 800-399-6879. Packages start at $29.99 a month with sign agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News & World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189.
This is a true, sad story for ADT, the leader in home security systems. My favorite dog, Oliver, was stolen from our garage recently. If I had a camera system installed in my home from ADT, I would have known exactly what car possibly pulled up in my driveway and stole my little friend. If I had a security system from ADT, my dog would still be here. I called ADT this weekend, and they're coming out in a few days to install a camera and a new security system. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for me. Listen, protect everyone you love in your family. Call ADT now. Have them come out and give you a quote to install a full security system in your home. Don't let it be too late for you. Call right now.
Paid for by the Home Security Hotline. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. That's 800-361-3491.
If we're handing out insults for being fat, let's have a go at him. Look at him. Why? And he's got glasses. Let's go 4 eyes as well. Why don't we call him Fatty Fatty Toad Boy? 1, 2, 3, 4.
getting your grand panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
Thank you for that. Jay Sharp's going to appear from Pro Wagering on the other side. And then Bo Johnson, very funny stand-up comedian, is at the Punchline here in San Francisco, California. And he'll be in studio with us once again, coming up at around 11:25, about a half hour from now. Let's get you scores from Augusta. Sam Burns of the United States through 15 is a -5. Remember, some guys haven't even teed off yet. Patrick Reed of the U.S. is 4 under through 14. Kurt Kitayama, who's also American, he is in a three-way tie for third at -3 with Aaron Rai from England and Shane Lowry from the U.S. Aaron Rai is only through 5, so he's already had 3 birds, or maybe even better. Rory, the defending champ, is -2 through 11, which is Fred Couples is -2 through 5, letting the old man get in there. But you might remember my homie, the golf dude, last week when I said, or actually it was a few days ago, I said, who do you like? And he said, keep an eye out for Cameron Young. So I am looking out for Cameron Young. Through 11, he's +4. I got to give a little love to Rasmus Nergard Peterson from Denmark, just because he's in it. He finished his first round +5. But these are my boys. Aldrich Potgieter, what a great name, from South Africa, finished with a +12, and Naoki Kataoka from Japan, also a +12 finish. That's better than I could do, but that's more my neck of the woods. All right, let's go to a break, and we will come back with hour 3 of titillating sports, y'all.
I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. If there's anything that can connect two friends 3,000 miles away, it's loving baseball teams that have no bullpens whatsoever. And that's what yours truly and our venerable producer extraordinaire Dominic Jimenez were doing a little of by way of text on Tuesday night. Me crying like a baby about how everyone in the Nationals pen must go, and Dom doing his best to offer support by asking me if I'd like to trade a tin of 9mg cappuccino-flavored Velos for Jose Butto. I'm not sure which detriment to my health I want. But there is a silver lining in this cloud, because there's always a silver lining. One of the reasons I'm complaining so much about the Nationals bullpen and the pitching in general is that the baby Nats are starting to spread their wings a little bit. And I love seeing a young team start to gel, which is exactly what they're doing both at the plate and in the field. They're manufacturing runs by way of singles from guys like Joey Wiemer, Dalen Lyle, and Nasim Nunez, whose base-stealing prowess has him tied with Bobby Witt Jr. for the MLB lead. Like most of the team, James Wood can be a real case of Jekyll and Hyde, but when he's good, he's exquisite. On Monday night against St. Louis, his incredible catch in right field, stealing a Cardinals home run, was a reminder of how good the 23-year-old already is. And down 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th, he reminded everyone how good he can be, cranking a game-tying 3-run home run that looked like a launched missile that was locked onto a target. And then there's shortstop C.J. Abrams, who has once again provided both the excitement and frustrating moments that he's become known for during his 4 years in D.C. And I just want to thank you for indulging me on all this. I know it was all hyper-regional, but I'm a baseball fan, and I love seeing any young team begin to shake off their bad news Bears era. The Nationals are still a long way from becoming the 2024 Orioles or the last 2 years of the Tigers, but there's at least real signs of hope from the position players. Now, if there was just the slightest bit of pitching. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot. Their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered and helped them keep the doors open for those who did most, one gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled KATY.org. Team up with them today.
Soccer season rolls on here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Tyler Levine, host of First Touch, the premier weekly global soccer show across the entire Sports Byline broadcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Simple Radio, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We're talking English Premier League, Champions League, our picks of the week, and a whole lot more. First Touch on Sports Byline USA Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T and a hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. Muggsy Bogues will be on the show tomorrow, and all I can think about is when he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he came out, he was in the bathroom with Richard Lewis and Larry David, and Larry had this fake thing with wires all over his chest. And then Larry was curious to see how big his ding-dong was. And then he looked at it and he goes, "What, you looking at my blank?" And then he went after Larry, and then Larry started going beep, 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 beep. And he's like, he's having a heart attack. Anyway, it was pretty good. And of course, Muggsy Bogues, whatever he is, 5 foot. What was he, like 5'8", I think? but winner of the slam dunk competition. Pretty awesome. All right, Bo Johnson is going. Bo Knows Comedy. Bo Johnson will join us in studio here in about 15 minutes. We may or may not have J.D. Sharp from Pro Wagering on the other side as well. And as I was going over the scores for the Masters, remember, just to get there means you're really good. But I was way better than anything I could do. But we still have 4 guys who haven't even teed off yet. Gary Woodland, Siwoo Kim, Harris English, and Marco Pengi. And Harris English is American. The one Mexican golfer, Carlos Ortiz, he finished a +8, if you're following him. All right, tune in at iHeartRadio, up Stitcher app. Already got the 2-camera shot going on Twitch and YouTube. And CRN Digital +2, the cable radio network channel 2, your cable provider. And the Twitter's at Rick Tittle. Come on back.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. Now, MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Have you suffered sports betting losses? There is someone who wants to fight for you. You get back you have lost the betting companies. Michael is a prolific trial lawyer with over $11 billion in total recoveries for his clients. And now with SportsClaim.com, he'd like to help you. Michael has been a leader in some of the largest and most complex cases in the country, from defective cars and tires to damaging drugs and medical products. He always represented the rights of individuals harmed by large corporations. His efforts recently resulted in the recovery of billions for individuals who lost their properties to fires carelessly caused by electric companies and others. Michael knows that sports betting companies preyed on and manipulated consumers into losing their life savings, and he wants to make them pay. If you have suffered financial hardship as a result of online sports betting and would like help seeking compensation, please submit your claim information for evaluation at sportsbettingclaim.com. Michael Watts is focused on winning for you. sportsbettingclaim.com.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now for the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius. The best show ever. He's so wonderful. Genius. The best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. He's so handsome. He's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
All right, hey, thanks for that. Bo Johnson in studio coming up, but right now we have our friend J.D. Sharp, as we do at 11:12 weekdays from Pro Wagering, a professional prognosticator, and we like to get his thoughts on things. JD, now that March Madness is over and we have a couple of weeks of baseball under our belts now, and look, it's barely out of the first week in April. There's no trends that we can speak of just yet, but I wanted to ask you a couple of things. The National League, there are only two teams with losing records, the Giants and the Nationals. Everybody else seems like they're off to a hot start, or somewhat of a hot start. Is there any team in the National League that you're keeping your eye on that's like not the Dodgers?
Yeah, Pirates. Pirates, Padres. I think the Pirates have a real chance to do some damage this year. They've got a really good pitching core. Obviously, I like Skeens. I like Mitch Keller a lot. He eats up innings. He's been good for quite some time. Bubba Chandler, Braxton Ashcraft. They've all played well. Picked up a lot of good players in the offseason. O'Neill Cruz is having an MVP-style season as now. Obviously, it's very early. Like Connor Griffin, they brought him up, that 19-year-old phenom. They still have Brian Reynolds. They picked up Brandon Lowe. Henry Davis is still there. I think the Pirates have a chance to be a contender. Also, the Padres. The Padres, people aren't talking about them at all. They got a lot better. They brought in Nick Castellanos. They still have Tatis. They still have Machado. They still have pretty much their entire core. Obviously, they have a very good pitching staff as well. Just a team that people don't think about. People think about the Dodgers, think about the Phillies, think about the Braves, but I think in the NL, and then I kind of like the Cubs too. You know, Crow's playing well. Obviously, they got Bregman. Pitching staff's not great. They're fine, but they're not great. They do have Cade Horton. I think he's on the IL right now. But yeah, I think surprise teams in the NL right now, I would say, and the Nationals are hitting, but they're hitting the hell out of the ball. They're hitting the ball really well. Brady House is playing well. C.J. Abrams, James Wood, they're all playing really well. But I think that the Padres and the Pirates are the two that you should watch in the NL.
You mentioned Connor Griffin. He played one game, and they gave him a 9-year deal for $140 million.
Yeah.
And, look, there are people, I'm sure there are agents who are saying, you dummy, you can get Soto money. But when that contract, first of all, he gets $140 million. When that contract ends, he'll be 28. He'll be in his prime. So he can still sign the Soto deal, which might be out of the atmosphere. But I'm just wondering, Paul Skeens, when he was drafted, he probably thought, all right, I'm going to a team that famously doesn't try, doesn't spend money. I'll go through my ARB years, and if they don't trade me, I'll just sign with the Yankees or the Dodgers. Or do you think when you see, if you're Skeens and you see them locking up these kids, do you kind of think, well, maybe I do have a home here in Pittsburgh?
I think Skeens is a lifer. I think he's going to be there for life.
Wow.
I see him in that jersey forever. Yeah. They're trying really hard. And they also drafted Seth Fernandez, 20-year-old kid. He's killing AAA right now. Pitcher, throws 101, 102, 5 pitches. He's really good too. So they've got a lot of talent on this team, and they're doing a good job with it. So I think this Pirates team could actually vie for a pennant in the next couple of years.
I want to switch to the American League now. The Seattle Mariners are the worst team in the American League now, as I said. We just a couple weeks in. Big dumper, 1 home run, striking out in bushels. Maybe it was the curse of not shaking Rosarena's hand at the WBC. I don't know. But if you're Seattle, do you think, hey, it's just a little bit of a hangover from our crazy success and almost winning our first pennant? Or do you say, I don't know, things don't look very good right now?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's so early with them. They have so much talent already. I wouldn't be super worried about them. I mean, I think Raleigh's hit well finally. He's not starting very well, but I think he'll be okay. They still have their core. They have their pitchers as well. So I think Seattle's going to be fine. But the team I really like in the AL right now, obviously, the Yankees have a lot of talent. They always do. That's nothing unusual. Is the Baltimore Orioles. I like the Orioles a lot. I think that they picked up Alonso. They got Henderson's playing really well. They've got a good pitching staff for the most part. Decent closer. The AL's not that strong this year, obviously. The Astros are kind of off. The Angels really aren't pretty good, but they're not usually that good anyways. The Red Sox are okay. They're like 3-9 or 3-9. They're not okay record wise, but talent wise they're okay. But yeah, I think the Orioles. I could see, and I already put down. I wouldn't, and I recommend this to your audience. I could see the Padres Orioles in the World Series this year. 250 to 1 the odds on that, and I don't think that is that out of the question at this point. To be honest with you, again, I really like what I've seen from Baltimore. I think they have talent up and down the roster. A lot of it, they have good pitching staff. half. The AL's not that strong. And the Padres, everyone's thinking about the Dodgers. Not thinking about the team like the Padres. I think that there's an opportunity there for them. They definitely have the offensive talent, and they probably will try to trade for some type of pitcher. Although King pitched really well yesterday. Pavetta's been he hasn't been good, but he had one good game, one bad game. But I think the Orioles and the Padres right now. If I had to choose two teams that I think have a chance of making it significantly further than the average person thinks, I would choose them.
Yeah, there's a lot of American League, like the pennant holders aren't off to a great start. Boston's not off to a good start either. The fans are mad. I want to ask you about Detroit, because they started off 2-0.
Yeah.
They lost two of Scooble's last three starts. Valdez got ripped yesterday. Anything weird about Detroit, or is it just, hey, it's April, whatevs?
No, nothing weird. I think they need to bring up Max Clark. That came out of, I want to say, the Pennsylvania area. High school kid, did really well, but he's just tearing up AAA right now. He's a really, really good athlete. The Kevin McConaughey's playing pretty well, that rookie. Obviously, they have Riley Green. They have quite a bit of talent on that team, I think. Pitching staff's fine. Obviously, Scooble. He's a multi-year Cy Young winner. Take a look at Trevor Rogers this year for the AL Cy Young. He's got a chance to take that thing home. He's 3-0. Plays obviously the lefty for the Orioles. He's got really good stuff. 5-6 pitches. Doesn't need up a ton of innings, 5-6 innings, but they don't really need him to. But I think they need to bring up Max Clark. But when you have Scooble, when you have enough offensive talent like they do, and then you got a guy like McConnell playing as well as he is as a rookie, you've always got a chance to. Last question for you, and this is just personal thoughts, and that is, when I was a kid, if you jumped up and you caught a ball at the fence and you fell over, it was a home run because the ball went over the fence. Now we have the rule that if you jump and catch it and go over, you're out, which we saw Joe Adell in that great game. I think that's lame. I think if you go over the fence, it should still be your home run. What do you think? Your personal thoughts on that? Honestly, if you're going to if the fence is short, okay. If the fence is tall and the defensive player is able to rob a home run, that creates value for your team. You're adding value to your team if you do that. So I think that adding value to the game, rewarding athletic ability, rewarding talent is a good thing for the game. So, I would agree if the fence was 4 or 5 feet tall, but if it's 8, 9 feet, or how tall they are, but if it's a high fence and it's a hyper-athletic play to rob that home run, that's a risk that you take as a hitter. If you're facing a team with a Pete Armstrong or a Joe Adell or a Jim Allen style of talent in that different style of talent, at center, you've got a chance of picking you a home run and the other team robbing you of it, and that's an added value to that team. So I disagree with you on that, Rick. Well, it's interesting because in that game, the first two, Adell jumped up at an 8-foot fence. The one he fell over, the fence was at his waist. So it's okay. So yeah, I would agree with that. Then I would agree with that. Okay. Yep. All right. If it's at your waist, then yeah, of course, then you're not really robbing anything. All right, sharp at betmypicks.com. Email JD. Once again, the word sharp at betmypicks.com. Be sharp from Pro Wagering. Always good stuff. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks a lot, Rick. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a break, and then we'll have Bo Johnson in studio. Who's watching? Tell me who's watching. Who's watching me? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Oh, when I come home at night, I roll the door.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215.
I've got a question for you. Do you want a lower car payment just by making a phone call? You know, most people buy a car and they pay whatever the car dealer says their interest rate is, and they forget about it and make payments. But did you know there is a secret in your contract that allows another company to refinance any car payment to try and lower it? It's true. There is indeed a company out there that knows the ins and, more importantly, the outs on car loans, and they know how to lower your current car payments. It's easy and fast, and you could have a lower car payment next month. Make this free call right now and find out if you could lower your existing car payment. Call the Car Savings Hotline right now. The call is free.
Call now. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. That's 800-605-1680.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads roll.
Don't ask Rick Tittle to bring it, because it already done got brought.
All right, thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. And if you're watching on YouTube or twitch.tv, you see that Bo Johnson, stand-up comedian extraordinaire, is back in studio with us. And that's because he is headlining, once again, the world-famous Punchline down here on Battery Street. PunchlineComedy.com. For tickets, he had a show last night. He's got a show tonight. He's got 2 on Friday. He's got 2 on Saturday. And then he's going to the Sacramento Punchline on Sunday. You might as well move up to NorCal.
I know. I'm going to can I move in? Do you have a guest bedroom?
You can sleep on the floor here.
The studio here is bigger than some places I've lived. The first year I did stand-up full-time, I lived in the powder room of a mansion.
Wow.
So it was essentially the size of one queen bed. And then I had a sink right next to my head, and then the door that could barely open to the bathroom. My girlfriend called it one bed in bath.
That's how your girlfriend really loves you, too,
Yeah.
because she put up with that.
I was upgrading the fact that I lived in a bathroom to a powder room. Yes.
Whose mansion was this?
I lived in this mansion in Seattle for 2 years, once in a regular room, and then I quit my day job and they had a powder room and I just put my bed in there. And I will say, well, it was kind of the two things that come to mind remembering that are I would get home like very late at night and I would order DoorDash and it would look like no one else was there. And so these delivery drivers would like pull up, and one time this guy was like, how can I ask, like, at your age, how do you afford this place? And I was like, I just didn't have it in me to be like, I live in the bathroom, man.
You're like, I invented a couple apps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is easier to go on the road when you live in a bathroom. I'll say that. It's harder to leave an apartment and a dog and a girlfriend than the bathroom apartment.
Yeah, well, that's a good way of looking at it. And now, look, you're a big success, and you can say, I used to carry a saxophone in the snow 10 miles every day or whatever. Yeah. So coming out of Seattle, the first person I think of that's been in here, and he's really blowing up now, is Adam Ray. Did you see him in the early days, or who was kind of in your group?
Adam Ray was gone from Seattle by the time I had started, but I've met him in passing a few times. I don't know him super well, but in a small world kind of way, I went to this high school called Shorecrest High School, and he also went to Shorecrest.
Oh.
And I remember I want to say like 11th grade English teacher had him and really liked him, and showed us videos he made on Funny or Die in the English class. So it kind of like very small world way. And then I remember I did like I think I just went to a friend's show early on, and he was friends with I don't know if you know the band The Head and the Heart, but they're kind of a folk rock band that did pretty good out of Seattle. And he was friends with some of them. So I remember, like, that's the first time I saw him, and I opened for him once to this big movie theater out in Enumclaw, Washington.
Oh. So, yeah, everything he wears is Sonics, Kraken, Mariners, Seahawks, UW. How about you? Did you go to college up there?
I did. I went to the University of Washington.
So you were a UW guy. Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. I have to say I'm not too in tune with their sports programming, but I did have a great time there. I'll do a joke from time to time about they called me one time and they were like, would you give us some money and we'll give you a license plate framed with University of Washington logo on it? And I'm like, I'm 34. I drive a 99 Camry with 200,000 miles on it. You should be paying me to make sure no one knows I went to your university.
That's pretty good. Well, it's like my college is St. Mary's College, and tuition was expensive.
Yeah.
Nothing like today, but whenever they ask me for money as an alum, I'm like, if I'm going to give money at my ghetto high school in Richmond, California, I'm not. Why would I give you money when you're rolling in cash? Yeah.
It's like John Mulaney has that great joke of like, that was the deal. I gave you the money when you housed me.
Georgetown, yeah. That is a good one. All right, so as you work on new hours and you hone it, we were talking before you went on, like you did a show last night, as I mentioned, a Wednesday, Thursday show. Those are the real comedy fans. Does kind of in each week, do you have to get back into a groove, or once you have the hour on rails, it's like riding a bike?
I think it varies a little bit for sure. So right now, I would say I'm doing, depending on the venue and the show and who's there, I'm really making an effort to do at least 70% different from the special that I put out online. Not that everyone, in fact, most of the world has not seen the special, but some of the people who are coming have. And
What special is called?
It's called Two Sailboats. It's may I give you the title joke, if you will. It's about how the title joke is how I've been thinking about where I am in life these days, because when my dad was my age, he built a 40-foot sailboat from scratch, and he lived on the boat for over a decade. He sailed it all around Alaska, the Puget Sound, and when I was like a little kid, that was a myth about him. And then in my 20s, I was like, how long did it take you to build the boat? And he goes, 5 years until I could sail it. And that's when I realized anything I care about in my life would take a minimum of 5 years of dedicated hard work. And I've been doing this for over a decade now, and I spent a significant portion of my life savings on a YouTube video. I can't help but think I could have had two sailboats by now. So that's the joke. But I'm doing at least 70% new. So a lot of the cities I'm going to, I haven't told these jokes in those places yet. And some jokes, you'll sometimes just go to a place where a joke doesn't work for no reason you could really perceive culturally. It's just the one joke that doesn't hit as good.
Wow.
Or this one joke really hits way better. And so I think that first show, you're kind of just getting back in the rhythm of being used to being on stage for an hour, kind of getting a sense of like what runs, where by the end of it you're in a like really solid rhythm, and you can kind of flow through a lot of different jokes and do different things across the shows, and that's real fun for me.
So Sunday in SAC, it's gold.
I think Sunday will be. I'll be all systems go or no excuses.
I love how, and I'll just throw this in because I interviewed her a couple days ago. Cameron Esposito. She named her special "A Person of No Consequence," and I asked her, and she said when people tried to add her on Wikipedia. Wikipedia would say this is a person of no consequence.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and then I told her for the notable alumni, and I've been in broadcasting over 30 years. And notable alumni for St. Mary's. Somebody asked me one time, "Hey, is it cool if I add you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then he told me 2 weeks later, "I added you, and then they deleted you." I'm like, did the college delete me, or someone who hates me delete me?
Yeah, do I have an enemy I'm not aware of?
Yeah. So if I asked you who the quarterback was when now of course they're Big Ten now, but the old Pac-10, Pac-12 days, who was the quarterback of the Huskies when you were there?
Oh man, this is gonna really lose me. Any ticket sales from the sports radio
I'm
show.
putting you on
and
the
I,
spot.
I even the upsetting thing is I know who he is as a human being, and his name is he played for the Titans after. Jake Locker, is that
Yes,
it? Yeah,
very
Jake
good.
Locker.
Very good.
This is if you go any deeper, there will be no answers.
I felt
given.
terrible. I felt terrible putting you on the spot. The fact that you pulled it out makes me feel better.
Well, I mean, out of the names, I really should know because I watched him on both live in Seattle and then
you remembered when you were a kid though, those Don James teams and Billy Joe Hobart and Mark Brunell, and they just seemed like they were just always in the Rose Bowl. And did you go? Because you can kind of see Lake Washington there. It's a cool place, isn't it?
It's a really beautiful, like the stadium. I know people will hang out on the boats and tailgate from there.
2 boats.
For me, yeah, 2. The 2 boats I don't have.
Right.
I was a big and have kind of recently been sucked back in as a bandwagon and now not bandwagon fan. But I paid my dues with the Mariners as a kid.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have. We had a TV. My parents are both massage therapists, and our TV was in their massage studio. And so we didn't have cable. I would only watch when they weren't working.
Right.
And you'd only get the Mariners like once every 20 games on TV, maybe.
Right.
And so I would listen to radio announcer Dave Niehaus.
Yeah.
Was like my
classic,
my big guy. And I listened to every single game. Last year got sucked back into the Magic, and now unfortunately care again, and I'm watching, very early season, but I'm watching what is not fun as a Mariners fan.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is hard when you have no pennants and you got so close. I would imagine, we got to go to a break here, but I would imagine, like for you, like Griff and Edgar and A-Rod and then King Felix, those were your guys probably.
I loved Edgar. I loved John Olerud at first base.
Washington State.
Yeah, Dan Wilson, the changeup pitcher, was someone I really liked. Ichiro was kind of like right in the heart of my childhood.
How could I forget about Ichiro? All right, Bo Johnson is with us. We have another segment with him. He's at the Punchline here in San Francisco, so come on back.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes.
There are new tax regulations, not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief programs are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers, and we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer savings programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. That's 800-949-0039. Right now, you can switch from cable television to satellite television for free. That's right, we're offering free equipment, free installation, plus get a free $100 prepaid Visa card. Call the satellite TV hotline right now. Make the switch from cable to satellite television and expand your viewing horizon. On top of free installation, for a limited time, we're offering a fixed price guarantee. With satellite TV, you'll save money over your expensive cable bill. Plus, get access to hundreds of channels. And when you call right now, you can also ask about our seniors and military discounts. So make the switch to satellite TV right now. Everybody gets free installation, free equipment, plus a $100 prepaid Visa card. Call right now and you can switch to satellite TV and be watching everything you wanted to within the next week. And remember, installation's free, so call right now. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property.
If you're thinking about calling Rick Tittle, just put down that phone and shut your ugly face.
No, that's too aggro. And you can see on the Twitch.tv and YouTube cameras that I am still graced to have the very funny stand-up comedian Bo Johnson in studio with us. He is at the world-famous Punchline here in downtown San Francisco. He's got a show tonight. He got 2 tomorrow, 2 on Saturday. My grandfather was from Denmark. His name was Boholt. But that's too Danish, so he just went B-O. He went, not bad smell, but he just went Bo. So for you, is that a nickname? Like Bo Jackson is Vincent Jackson. It was just a nickname.
I was named after the Aurora Borealis.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Talk about
Northern
massage
Lights.
therapist
So this
pants.
is, if you do come this weekend, there is a joke about this. But I was conceived under the Aurora Borealis.
Oh, wow.
And my parents told me that before I knew what that meant. So I spread that information wide and far as a child.
That's
and
cool.
then when I was 10, 11 years old, I was like, oh, I didn't know that's what I was telling people.
It's as funny as an aside. I was told when I went to Denmark the first time on my own that Heelskede means thank you.
Yeah.
And it's actually tusind tak, which means 1,000 thanks. And so I'd be at the butcher and I'd go, Heelskede. And then they go, why you keep saying I love you to everyone? I go, oh, that's I love you?
Yeah, well, you're trying to spread good word about how nice Americans
Yeah,
are.
I'm from California. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you're countering some of the stereotypes abroad with all the I love you language.
Exactly. So let's talk about one of the things that went crazy viral. You probably didn't think it would, but the movie theater thing with your friend.
Yes.
I'll let you explain what that is.
When I was in high school, I mean, you got to listen backstory. In high school, my best friend Matt and one of our other friends Omri, we'd hang out a ton, and my friend Omri was moving, and so we tried to do a bunch of crazy stuff. So we tried to sneak into a movie theater as one person to kind of entertain him, and we did my friend on my shoulders, and we did not get in. And so a few years later, we were like, what if we did inside of the shirt instead of on top? And so we bought like a Echo Unlimited quadruple XL hoodie at a Goodwill, and we bought some belts, and then we like tied him to my back with like a makeshift weight belt and covered him up, and we snuck into the movie theater as one person, and we videotaped it just kind of to show our friends because we thought it was funny, and then people were like, "This is really funny." And so my friend Matt put it on YouTube. I uploaded it and he put it on Reddit, and it was like the #1 post for a day or two. And I think, I mean, despite all of my efforts with stand-up, still probably the most widely seen thing I've ever posted. It'll like pop up in meme accounts every here and there still.
And then, by the way, Omri is Israeli, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used to have a guy named Omri Caspi for the Warriors. Not that I'm checking people's passports or anything. That's the only other time I heard that name. But and for them, that was a really cool prank, and that was the height of their comedic careers. But look at you, that was just a springboard.
It was very, very fun to do. It got like licensed by a bunch of companies. So you get all these like insane emails of like, we want to. You might know us from some of our other videos, like I'm trying to remember the direct quote. You might know us from some of our other videos, like man has seizure while skydiving or avalanche hits base camp. And I was like, why would I know either of these videos?
Yeah.
But we did sign with that company gave us like $1,000, and we're in our 20s.
That's awesome.
We're rich.
That's like, you might know us from Sneezing Penguin. Like, I don't think I know that one. And then tell me, or tell everyone, because I think this is really cool. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up, but you did something recently with cameos, and Judd Apatow gave you a nice long letter, really.
Yeah, I was super stoked. I put like a 17-minute video on Instagram where it kind of chronicles starting in the pandemic. I started ordering these cameos largely from Ken Bone, the undecided voter and the Hillary Clinton-Donald Trump election cycle. And the first one was seeing if he would break the news to a family that they were getting, the parents were getting divorced. And he did it, and then at the end, he kind of goes, stop the video. If this was a joke, very funny. I was going to reject this. If it's not a joke, deeply inappropriate. Either way, have your money now. And then I waited like a year, and I sent in another one. And so over the course of like 5 years, I had him deliver different varying forms of major life updates to this family, and then eventually sent him a message kind of looping him in, because I think it's only fair if you're part of an inside joke to know what's going on. And I put that online, and yeah, Judd Apatow left a very nice comment about how it was very funny, kind of like a short paragraph. And one of my favorite shows of all time is Freaks and Geeks. So I was like, this is very, very cool, and it's always special when someone who's like made me laugh and feel a certain type of way appreciates something that I made on a small scale. So
that was, I mean, I think about, because I loved SCTV, so I like that Joe Flaherty was a dad, and then all these unknowns. I mean, Linda Cardinelli I kind of knew, but Franco, and if you think about anybody in that show that I didn't think was funny at all, was Seth Rogen. He was always mad. He was always, and I thought he was not the funny guy. And
he's got more of a dramatic story.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that was it's crazy how many people came out of that. Martin Starr, the little guy, Sam. I forgot, but anyway,
I'm blanking on his name. But yeah,
Levitt, Sam Levitt, or
I
Levy,
so.
something like that.
I just rewatched the full series. And
Levine.
So many great moments that fully holds up. And there's little things like that I'd totally forgotten about, and for how old it is, all of the cultural things it touches still feel very modern. Like you could have made it a year ago.
Really cool. All right, so when you were coming up, who was maybe somebody that took you on the road or encouraged you, and then maybe contrastly somebody who said you ain't got it?
There was there's a guy who's in Portland now, who was in LA at the time, also originally from Seattle. His name is Andris Slater, very, very funny comic. He's done Conan and Corden once each. And he did the My Home Club, RIP, the Comedy Underground. And I hosted and guest spots while I was working the door. And then he started bringing me on the road with him to feature. And that was kind of the first chance I had to do more than like 15 minutes that wasn't only in like a casino. And also what was very cool is I would feature for other people on the road as time went on, and sometimes some of the people I'd be opening for would just be kind of behind closed doors, very miserable, very sad people.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is my goal. This is like my dream is to be this other person who's less happy than I am now. And then by contrast, Andrew was like both very original, funny writer, really loves his wife, now has a kid, but had like a life he cared about. And I was like, this is nice to see like an example of there's a version of this life that like is fulfilling in every way. And then this is maybe not maybe the person who's told me I don't have it the most would be myself. But joke.
We're all our own worst enemy.
We're all our worst critics. Joke, you don't have it would be, do you know who Todd Barry is?
Of course.
Todd Barry, I hope I can remember this now. I opened for him at a festival in Seattle called Bumbershoot. And after the show, he goes, do you mind if I give you a piece of unsolicited advice? And I was like, yeah, of course. You're Todd Barry. Go ahead and tell me. And he goes, don't tell people you have a day job. It discredits you as a comedian. And I was like, do you have any other advice? He's like, you should stop doing stand-up comedy. But he is so funny and delightful. I was thrilled to be roasted by Todd Barry.
You know, what's funny is that I was about 10 years ago at my FM job that Todd Barry came in. And you know how he's so, I don't want to say insulated, but he's not a big talker, you know, off. And it was just one-word answers, and I almost got to the point where I was like, you didn't have to come in. I mean, he might have been one of the worst, and then he wasn't even, like, and then I thought, well, maybe that's his shtick, you know, that he doesn't care. Because, like, Michael Ian Black will come in like he doesn't care, but then you're like, oh, it's shtick, and it's kind of funny. But I don't know what was wrong with Todd that day. All right, let's digress. Do you ever go to that Tacoma Comedy Club? What's it called?
There's a Tacoma Comedy Club, and then they just opened a smaller room, 6th and Proctor, that seats like 100. I just did a weekend there. And
oh, wow, I haven't heard of that one yet.
It's a great little club, a little kill box.
Yeah.
And then there's another club there now, Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club.
That's great. Are you based in L.A. now?
I'm in Seattle now.
Are you still in Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it, yeah. You make it. Do you ever do, like, Portland Helium? And
I do. I've done the Portland Helium. The special I recorded actually was at a little indie club downtown Portland called Kickstand. So I'd say Portland is one of my favorite cities to perform in.
Have you tried to do like the McDougal Street Trio and get past over there, or do any of the Gotham Stand Strip, any of that?
I haven't done I've spent much less time in New York. I'd say that the Cellar would be like a goal for sure. I think it's one of those things where I now have a number of friends who are past there, but you have to be past enough to feel comfortable vouching for people. And it's also one of those things you kind of get one real go at it, where I'm like, there's no rush for this. Is a comedy is like it's a marathon.
Well, I think about JFL. The people try, and then those two guys. I don't think they're there anymore, but they'd be like, "You got close." I remember talking to Rosebud Baker about that, and it's like, "Try again next year." Like, did that change things for you, JFL?
I did. Well, I did the. I haven't done New Faces, but I did the LOL taping, and so I would say I kind of had a lot of my credits were like very early on. I stumbled into them. I did a show Kevin Hart had on Comedy Central, Heart of the City, when I was like a year and a half in. And then that led to doing a taping in Montreal. And then at that point, I'd still only been doing stand-up for 3 years. So I kind of like grew into the credits. Now it's like 11 years. And there's a channel online, Don't Tell Comedy, where I recorded a 10-minute set for their YouTube channel. And I would say that was the biggest thing beyond my own social media that kind of pushed people to see what I was doing and develop some kind of a following. And if anyone is watching this or listening and is debating going to a show, I'd say that's a good, accessible 10-minute video you could watch because, maybe you'd like me and maybe I'm not your cup of tea, and that's also fine because people don't go to comedy knowing what they're seeing sometimes.
Well, I would say watching you, meeting you, talking to you, it's not like some Bobby Slayton thing where, like, this guy is not going to attack me. You don't have that vibe.
I'm not trying to destroy the audience. It's really only been maybe 3 years of my life. People are coming on purpose to see me, so I'm not trying to ruin that right away.
Bo Johnson at the Punchline, punchlinecomedyclub.com for tickets. A show tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 Saturday. Thanks for coming in again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. It's all our pleasure. Come on back on Byline.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money. And you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help pay for your funeral and other expenses. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical conditions, as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. That's 800-399-6879.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. Show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097.
You think this is a humorous occasion? You are mistaken.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
All right, thank you for that. Thanks for Bo for coming in. And the Giants started, and I was one of them the first year, in '93, this thing called Spry Seniors, where they would have old guys be the ball boys. And Mike Krukow of the Giants started calling the Spry Seniors ball dudes. And then that became a term. And then they had women. They were bald dudettes. I don't know if Tony Vitello, the new manager of the Giants, knows about the program because, and now they have AI that does lip reading. But one of the elderly men against the Phillies yesterday, day game, which the Giants won, went out to get a ball 1 mile per hour, and Vitello was on camera saying, "Worst ball boy I've ever seen. F me." And so now, as I was saying before, like with the Chapman thing, you have to cup your hand over your mouth. But could you imagine going to a big league game and then there's a 85-year-old dude running in quotes out to get a foul ball? Wouldn't the reaction be exactly the same? It would be like, what the hell is that? It is absolutely ridiculous. But yes, it used to be, Scotland Yard would hire these lip readers. What's going on here in this CCTV clip? And now I'm sure you could download something on your phone, point it at somebody. You don't need Marley Matlin and Seinfeld. They're breaking up. You don't need that.